Good morning, everybody. A beautiful look at Edmonton this morning. It is a Friday. Eyes to the skies this morning is where our next chat brings us. Devo Brown, Melanie Ng. I'm going to ask you this because I know none of us have been on a plane in what, like 2 years?
Yeah,
around
pretty
there?
much.
Okay. Imagine finally being able to get onto a commercial flight, looking out your window and seeing this. This happened. I'm sorry.
What is that?
There's a passenger on the plane, looks out the window, grabs the phone. This was filmed in June. The traveler sees that, an object apparently changing shapes in seconds. Oh. Is it a shape-shifting object? Is it Bezos? Is it Branson? What is it? Is it a UFO?
Mel, go for it. What do you see?
I have no. Okay, I'm looking at this for the first time. I want it to be surprised.
Whoa!
What was that?
No way.
Okay.
Oh, that's crazy.
So
No, man.
I don't. That could be anything. Honestly, here's the thing. Like I don't know what that could be. There's. Someone said I read this little bit online, and someone said that maybe that's just the reflection off the window of something or other, right? Like that it's catching the light. Funny.
Well,
Okay.
if you ever look through the window, there's always a little kind of hole,
Yes.
right, on the second window. So maybe it's that, and it's just reflect. Maybe that would be the best way to describe, because that's creepy. That is alien
Yes.
object to me, because it did this whole like, praise the Lord hands.
It made an angel.
Yeah, and then no.
Thing. Honestly, here's the thing. Like I don't know what that could be. There's. Someone said I read this little bit online, and someone said that maybe that's just the reflection off the window of something or other,
It
right?
could
Like
be.
that it's catching the light. Funny.
Well,
Okay.
if you ever look through the window, there's always a little kind of hole,
Yes.
right, on the second window. So maybe it's that, and it's just reflect. Maybe that would be the best way to describe, because that's creepy. That is alien object to me, because it did this whole like, praise the Lord hands.
It made an angel.
Yeah, and then no, man, that's creepy.
Here's the thing, Dee. If you're filming that though, aren't you narrating like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how that person was able to stay so composed and just film it silently and not be like, are you guys seeing this? Because in movies, if that is what some people think it is, a UFO, when there's one, there's 100 that's about to descend on you, and you're like, hey guys, is everybody hip to this?
No.
Right? Would you not be alerting people? Like, do you see that? Do you see that? What is that?
See, that looks
you're
okay
right.
to me. That part right there, you're like,
That looks like
that
luggage.
Could be,
that looked like
could be
luggage
anything.
fell from something. Yeah.
No, let's hope.
But then watch, it starts like that.
Yeah,
Come
that
on.
part's weird.
It says hello to you, is what it does.
Yes.
The arms come out.
And then it presents itself right here.
Yeah.
And
you
let
doing?
me present myself as an angel to you to make you lose your mind.
What are you
It's
guys
almost
doing?
like a
Come on.
That's it.
It looks like a Father's Day tie.
A Father's Day tie?
Yeah.
It does look like a tie.
It does.
Maybe not just specifically for Father's Day, but yes, a tie.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the
But
difference?
you might be onto something about that little crack thing in the window, Mel.
I think Mel's right.
There's right there because
crack
it's
in the
moving.
window.
It's sort of with
Yeah.
the light. It's going with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't believe in the other life forms. I think they're there. I think it'd be really naive to think that we're the only ones here. But this scenario, something feels a little bit off.
You know what, Mel? In Italian, the word window is pronounced finestra. So I think it's an
Finestra.
unidentified finestra object. Case closed. Good job, kids. That's it.
Like that.
We're done
Well
with
done.
that. Thank
If the X-Files were real life, this would be the part where Mulder and Scully get some new offices and a whole lot more funding.
Well, it can't be aircraft. Aircraft can't maneuver like that.
What else could they be?
I don't know, lasers maybe.
Now sci-fi becoming reality. With the formation of a permanent government office tasked with investigating unidentified aerial phenomena, also known as UFOs.
If there's a reported incident, now there's a requirement for us to react to that information and go and collect that information.
It's all part of a bipartisan-backed amendment buried in the National Defense.
Hey, Shalom, Aki, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh. Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations of the hopeful elect. Noise in this gospel, bro. I lift up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. Real quick, y'all brothers just witnessed that video of that chariot shape-shifting in plain sight, man. Okay, as the scriptures tell you that the angels have power to switch shapes and manifest themselves as different objects okay? Because it's not so of the ship itself, but it's actually the spirit of the angel that's hoovering the ship, okay? So those angels can manifest themselves they can manifest themselves as to being the ships, man, okay? Because it's part of their makeup and how they're designed, okay? And it's a cold-blooded thing, and there's no denying it at this point that the so-called UFOs are the chariots of the Heavenly Father. I mean, that was plain as day. Even the female said that it looked like it was, no, that guy said it looked like he could have been Northern Kingdom possibly, but he even stated that it looked like that it was performing some type of angel hands, okay? And the glory upon that particular craft was you can't deny it, man, okay? It's signs. That's the signs of the times, okay? So, hey, how about Shemi Hawashai, man? Like she said, when you see one, there's a billion more out there. And you better believe that, because the scriptures goes into the innumerable multitude of the angels. Now, I was starting to watch the movie Nope last night, but I kind of fell asleep. But regarding that movie, man, that movie showed you a lot, okay? And the first scripture that was on the screen was Nahum 3:8, about how it would make you a spectacle, okay? We know a spectacle is something that's observed and sometimes looked at, a scoffed or mocked in different forms, okay? But the angels are being pretty much put out there on mainstream media now because, hey, they declassified them, I want to say 2 years ago, because everybody's had reports on it. And I'm going to say this too, man. For those of you out there that have a problem with the fact that we put out some of the same shows, okay, because we following prophecy and so forth like that, then don't watch the fucking videos, man. Because somebody's like, oh, you just did a video on the UFOs 2 weeks. Well, then go watch somebody else's videos. Because you know what I noticed too? A lot of you guys are only in here for entertainment. Okay, a lot of you dudes, man, a lot of you, I say females too. I ain't just gonna say the men only. But a lot of you people that claim you're Israelites, you only watch the videos for fucking entertainment. If it ain't cursing out the woman, or if it ain't rebuking somebody, or cursing out another man that's bugging the fuck out, then you don't care for the videos, man. Okay, you want to be entertainment. That's the thing. We ain't here to entertain you niggas, man. Because, hey, when Jeremiah went out to prophesy against Jake, he didn't come with a different man. The Lord said, hey, go out there and tell them people, look, either they're going to get right or they're going to be destroyed. Not the wow, Jeremiah, stop praying for their ass. So the hell with them, man. They don't like the content we put out. Well, you're getting boring, brother. Well, then don't watch the boring videos. Simple. And another two, man, you got a lot of bug outs on the woodwork. Like, it's this new trend. Well, it's not even a trend, but it's one guy that, he's been Scope. We've been watching him for a minute. I've been knowing the nigga wasn't right years ago. He used to scoff against me and talk shit and challenge. Yeah, I always had a problem with the doctrine. But, the whole Yahweh the Maccabees cat, certain brothers vibe with him. But me personally, I already knew he was a demon. His spirit just never sat right with me. I'm just like, nah, this guy ain't right. But, sometimes you wait to cast judgment. I had my run-ins with him about 4 years ago. We used to kind of go back and forth. I used to talk shit about him, man. He talked shit about us. And, we left it at that. But a lot of you silly-ass women out there, okay, those of you that got caught up in the web of sending this guy money, you see, you got to be careful, man, okay? Because I'm going to say this, too. A lot of you women, and I'm noticing this, you women that come on these comment boards, most of you are straight-up fucking groupies. Okay, most of you are straight up groupies, man. I'm not even gonna cap all this shalom shit. You shaloming 10,000 other brothers, hearts, emojis and stuff. Okay, do what you do. But I notice every time somebody's the new flavor of the week or somebody's being recommended as being a good teacher or leader of whatever person, then you want to flock your ass over there and you want to dick ride over there and then find out this guy ain't right. Then all of a sudden now you looking crazy in the corner because you women, you don't know how to vet nobody. Okay, you don't know how to vet nobody. And you sisters, you didn't do what the order required. We told you sisters specifically, if you got husbands that's teaching in the faith, you need to be watching him and him only. Okay, unless he gives you permission to watch other brothers and comment on a comment board. But a lot of you, man, ain't even trying to even do that. That's why a lot of you got caught up by this Yahweh Maccabees cat, because he was recommended by a few other brothers and you saw his channel doing numbers, and therefore you all run your ass over there to see what's up because you're choosing. Okay, because if you were in the right spirit, half you would have been wifed up already by other brothers already, but you're not. You're trying to play choose. You're trying to hope that this man choose you for when hell break loose, or you want to continue to have your fun here until all hell break loose, then you think you go run to a brother. Nah, you either get right now or you go home, okay? And you have to understand on how to vet people. You got to know how to read spirits to a certain degree. The spirit was never against women having some type of discernment. You have to have spiritual discernment in this thing, man. Okay, and know who to give your accolades to. And clearly that guy wasn't it. But you run over there, shalom, brother, shalom. You own this brother's video, you own this page, you own that page. You know what I'm saying? And then you're just creating confusion. But I got a question for y'all. Then I'm going to get to the lesson. Why half of y'all ain't married? But y'all claim to be following the apostles of Great Millstone? Why half of y'all ain't married yet? What's the hold up there? What are you doing? What are you waiting on? Why you ain't dealing with these brothers? What's going on with that? Because you're playing games, you're choosing. Half of you want to be with one particular brother. Nah, it don't work that way. The Most High is going to disperse y'all where y'all need to be. And if y'all don't like it, the Most High is going to get rid of y'all completely. So let that sink in. If you don't like it, then you can unsubscribe from my channel. I don't really give a fuck. Because in my opinion, majority of you are not sincere anyway. Okay, and if you are sincere, then this does not apply to you. But if it apply to you, then hey, take your ass home somewhere. Anyway, this is the book of Ezekiel, the first chapter. Starting verse 1, it says, Now it came to pass in the 30th year, in the 4th month, and the 5th day of the month, as I was among the captives by the river of Chabar, that the heavens were open, and I saw visions of the Most High, or the power. And it says here, in the 5th day of the month, which was the 5th year of King Jehoiachin's captivity, the word of Yahweh came expressly to Ezekiel the priest, which proves he was a Levite, the son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans by the river Chabar. And the hand of the Lord was there upon him. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it, and out in the midst thereof as the color of amber, and out of the midst of the fire. So this thing was a glory, okay, had a glory, had a luminant to it, man, like a bioluminescence, to like a light, okay, a particular aura to it. Because usually when you see the chariots, they have different particular colors. Like one last night I seen in the sky. I mean, it was literally dimming in and out. You know, it was cutting in and it was cutting out, and it was just stationary. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely a chariot right there. You know, and it was just right, it was just there. Because they're all around us, brothers, man. They're all around us all the time. They're watching. They're reporting back to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and they waiting to take this place out. All right. But it says here, also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man. Everyone had 4 faces, and everyone had 4 wings. And their feet were straight feet, and the soles of their feet like the soles of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color to burnished brass, okay, which proved that they were men of color, okay, because let's just say this, when we go down to another verse, because people kind of get this mixed up when it goes into, as for their likeness, they had 4 the faces of a man, the face of a lion. How the hell the right face of, they had 4 face of an ox, and the left side, they also had a face of an eagle. I've never seen well, I mean, you have eagles and different colors, etc., but it says burnished brass, okay, giving it like a humanly characteristic, a humanly trait, okay? I've never seen a lion. I mean, you do have dark. I mean, you have all types of particular colors of animals, man, but you got oxes, lions, eagles, and men, okay? And it says a burnished brass. No, this wasn't an eagle with a black face, man. No, it wasn't talking about that. When it goes into those 4 faces, or those particular faces, it's going into the characteristics, man. Okay, that's why it says the likeness. Okay, but it says they 4 had the faces of a man. Okay, the 4 the faces of a man and the face of a lion. The right side, they had 4 had faces of an ox on the left. Also, they had 4 faces of the face of an eagle, going into particular characteristics, attributes. Okay, if you notice these particular creatures that they mentioned, they're fierce, they're agile. Okay, eagle, they fly very high. Oxes are very strong. Okay. And the angels, they come in all shapes and forms. They could come as humans. They could come as fucking, and I'm just be presumptuous when I say this. Angel could come as a raven out of the sky and watch you or whatever, man. Okay, but that's just the form it decided to take. It could come as a child. It could come as a human being, which most time when angels appear, they appears to be humans because we can't really fathom the concept of how they really look in the angelic form. The glory is too great, especially when we in this corrupted flesh, man. Because remember, these beings go before the Father, man, to report, which the word angel goes into messenger. All right, but anyway, going up, it says, and they had the hands of a man under their wings on their four sides, and they forehead faces in their wings, and their wings were joined to one another, and they turned not where they went, and they went one straight forward, right? Because it wasn't like a third dimensional thing. Like when you go and you drive a vehicle and you make a sharp turn going 90 miles an hour in a fucking Cavalier, you're gonna flip over. Or if you in a buggy, you go 80 miles an hour, you try to do a U-turn, you're gonna roll over. Okay, that's called third dimensional geometry, or whatever you want to call it. This third dimensional sense deals with up, left, right, down. Okay, you can spin in a circle. Fourth dimension deals on a whole different gravity of physics, a gravity law of physics. It's a whole different makeup. Hence the fourth dimension. That's why a lot of times when people see apparitions, they're moving in a different type of way. Like you can't really picture like what the hell is this thing doing? Because it's of a different realm, man. Okay, that's why a lot of times, like I always make this example. If everybody's seen Dragon Ball Super, when Goku went into his what is that last form? His strongest form is called Ultra Instinct. That's his angelic form. You notice he looks like regular Goku, but he has that white hue to him in his hair. He got that kind of that crystallite look, and he's moving literally like sifting in and out, because he's sifting in and out of the dimensions, man. He's not moving like a traditional Saiyan, because even a Saiyan, even though they defy the powers of gravity, etc., and they have spiritual power, they still operate in a third dimensional sense. Ultra Instinct doesn't. That's why that form was unbeatable. Okay, and this is how the spirit world, this is how Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, and the angels, this is how they navigate. And this is how we're going to navigate when we get those bodies, man. Okay? And it says, and they went everyone straight forward. Whether the spirit was to go, they went. And they turned not where they went. And as for the likeness of the living creature, their appearance was like the burning coals of fire, the likeness of the appearance of lamps. Okay, and it went up and down among the living creatures, and fire was bright, and out of the fire went forth lightning. Okay, because the chariots bring forth lightning. Okay, sometimes you see those big storm clouds in the sky. A lot of times those be chariots, man. You know, and the light from the chariots, the glory. We have no clue as to what the Most High really have out there in store. You know, and it says, and the living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of the flash of lightning, meaning they was able to teleport that quick. That's why when Esau shows his videos of his jets and so forth, his fighter jets, they're chasing these particular UFOs or chariots, a lot of times they get out of there without even being detected. One report came out and stated that they was like a chariot was behind them or chasing them or vice versa, and somehow the chariot made it to the destination that Esau was going to go to before Esau made it. It's like they already knew where he was going to be. Why? Because we go into the fourth dimension, everything is already written and played out already. You already know the end game of it. It's just a matter of playing it out in this dimension, because time and essence are different in the realm of the Most High, man. Okay, and this is what you're seeing in this video here. And this is just a low level of it. This is just something that we can fathom. But just imagine the severity of this when it really hits the fan. Just imagine when you actually see the silhouette of the ship itself. Okay, like that movie Nope, I ain't gonna lie, man. As much as brother shitted on that movie, as much shit we talk about that movie, it was something very ominous and disturbing about that shit, man. Okay, it was otherworldly. Okay, and the way it moves, it was so silent. It was like a It wasn't no goddamn V8. I tell you that. You know. And I was like, wow, man, the Lord got some shit out here, man. I see why Esau is getting ready to lose his shit. You know, but this is basically what it's describing, but this is a lower level, because honestly speaking, the Lord has way more of a show to put on than this. This is just something for them, but when all hell break loose, we're gonna start seeing things, man. Don't be surprised when Jacob's trouble come, in the pitch black night, you may see a whole silhouette of a ship just hovering over this goddamn city, man. You know, and people really bugging out and losing their minds. You see? But check this out again.
As the arms come out.
And then it presents itself right here.
Yeah.
And let me present myself as an angel
Looks like
to
an
you to make you lose your mind.
What are you
It's
guys
almost
doing?
like a
Come on.
tie.
That's it.
It looks like a Father's tie. Father's Day tie.
A Father's Day tie?
Yeah.
It does look like a tie.
It does.
Maybe not just
And
specific.
it's not even showing the full glory. It's just giving basically like a silhouette, just an orb of it. And it's not telling what's really there. You know? Which would totally bug these people out. It's gonna bug these people out. It's gonna make us like, oh shit, like I'm glad I hope I'm on the right side of that. Cause I don't want no smoke with that, man. I don't want no smoke with that whatsoever. Like I said, just watching movies like Independence Day and, you know, studying chariots over the years and, you know, certain YouTube videos, that crazy ass movie, Nope. I just, the movie alone, I don't want no smoke with nothing like that. Something that know where you gonna be at before you at. It's strange, man. You know, I remember I had a vision a long time ago. It was probably like 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, man. I remember I was, for whatever reason, all my dreams take place in my old place in Chicago. I don't know why, but I guess dreams take you back to where you're familiar, where you really want to be. But, so I was walking to the store, and it was like this big cloud in the sky, and it was a ship that was coming out of the side of the cloud. And this is how I know that the chariots are the clouds of the Bible that it talks about. It makes sense. Even in that movie, she said, it's in a cloud. He said, mm-hmm. And it came out the cloud, you know, but I was walking and then the Lord showed it in a cloud and it was kind of like playing with me. So I was walking. I'm like, I know goddamn well I don't just see no big ship sticking his head out the cloud. So I look at it, then it go back in. Then I walked in, and all of a sudden it came out, and I was like, oh, shit, that's a chariot. You know, in my mind, I was like, man, that's dope, that's beautiful. But it was still very disturbing because it was just like you felt the energy of it and the fact that this thing can really fuck you up, man. You know what I'm saying? It's very strange. That's all I can tell. That's all I can tell you, man. It's very strange. You know, but, you know, when we see these things, we're going to rejoice because in our spirit, we know that we're doing the right thing, you know. So brothers, try not to get so dismayed by these things, man, but understand what they are and embrace it. Okay. But anyway, reading on, it says when they went upon their four sides and they turned not where they went. As for their wings, they were so high that they were dreadful. And their rings were full of eyes round about. So when you think of the rings, you think of the ship, you think of like the eyes, you think of the light, like the orbs going around in a circle. That's what it's talking about, like the windows of the ship. Okay. It says, as for their rings, they were so high, and yet they were dreadful, meaning they were afraid. That was frightening. And their rings were full of eyes round about. And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them. And the living creatures were lifted up from the earth. The wheels were lifted up. So basically what it's telling you is that wherever the angel goes, the ship, it pretty much is in unison with the spirit of this particular being. That's what it is, man. Okay, they're inside these vehicles, but they're navigating through their internal force. That's cold-blooded, man. It's kind of like how Tommy, you know, even though he passed away, man, you know, the Green Ranger, you know, childhood right there. But regardless of that, you notice how he controlled, when he became the White Ranger, he controlled that, I think it was called Samba. Okay, which Samba is a Hebrew word anyway. But he controlled it basically by his movements. You know, he had joysticks in there, but oftentimes when he wanted the tiger to kick or punch, he did the kick and the punch inside the ship, and it replicated what he did, you know, versus the Dragon Zord, which is like the Leviathan, and the T-Rex, which is like the Behemoth. Basically, Jason had to control his manually to a degree, you know, but also Tommy, when he played the flute or the harp, he was able to control it telepathically with that flute, man. You see what I'm saying? So those droids that they control represents our chariots that we gonna get, man. You know, but it says, and where the creatures went, the wheels went by them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. So whatsoever the spirit was to go, they went, and thither was their spirit to go. And the wheels were lifted up against them, and the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels, okay, meaning in the ship. All right. And it says, and when those went, these went, and when those stood, these stood. And when those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up over against them, and the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels, man. Okay. And that's the point. All right. And it says here, and the likeness of the firmament upon the heads of the living creatures was of the color of a terrible crystal, stretched forth over their heads above. And under the firmament were their wings straight, the one toward the other. Every one had two, which covered on this side, and every one had two, which covered on that side, their bodies, man. Okay. And that's the point on that. Give you the breakdown of the ships on how they operate, man. All right. And that's, Lord got some cold things out here for us, brother. We have no clue as to what the Most High got in store for us and the dreadful fear he's going to bring upon you heathens, man. And you Edomites, you honestly, man, it'd just be good for you to just surrender, which we know that's not going to happen because the Most High has a bloodlust with you. But honestly speaking, I was like, you know what? I give up. Y'all can have this shit. I'd rather just take my slavery and not deal with the ass kicking that precedes that. Nah. But you know, this devil's pride, he's going to do what he got to do. So let him. Okay. Last precept here. This is the book of 2nd Esdras 13. And I'm going to start at verses 49. It says, now when he destroyed the multitude of the nations that are gathered together, he's going to do that with the ship. It says he should defend his people that remain, which is the elect. And it says, and he should show them great wonders, man. All right. So that's the point. And then I said, O Lord, that bearest rules, show me this. Wherefore I have seen a man coming up from the midst of the sea, and the ski goes into the Shemayim, which means the heavens, the waters, because he wasn't coming out of the physical ocean. He was coming from the fourth dimension, man, out of the heavens, okay, which that's considered the waters as well. The waters separated from the water. So that's when Esdras saw in the vision, he saw a man waxing strong with the thousands of heaven, man, coming from the sea. That's talking about the heavens. You know, the Lord wasn't coming from the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, man, okay? All right, because it said that he ascended, not descended. So I'm going to end it there, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai. Lord's will you were edified into the next lesson. Shalom and the Bible Ball.